All right, what is going on, guys? Not sure what happened with that last live stream that I did. Not sure if it was just a Wi-Fi issue or if it was just my new laptop that I tried out and my internet just decided to cut out, even though it said it was still recording. So who knows? But today I wanted to ask the question of how are you using your tax refund? So just finished actually, and we're going to address some questions here from Buddy No Good that he asked on a video. So just some general questions, and then if you guys have any other general questions in the chat, I can answer those as well. But yeah, today we're going to, along with that, after that, we're going to answer the general question of how are you going to use your tax refund, or are you even going to do your taxes? Are you just going to put it off till last minute? And then if you are getting a refund, how are you going to use that? Are you going to invest it? Are you just going to save it? Are you going to put it towards debt? And then what I'm going to do with it. So getting into these questions here, let's see here. Make sure, got it. Yep. Oh, let's see. Whenever somebody pops up, hopefully it's actually working, but Buddy No Good asked a few questions. I have a question. How rough or difficult is it on your body to drive the truck hauling all those gallons of fuel? It's not. It's no different driving, than any other trailer, because you don't feel surge or anything like that. It's not a smoothbore tanker where you're feeling the liquid go up and down the entire length of the trailer as soon as you come to a stop, or if you're pulling away, doesn't matter. So you're not going to feel it. And again, because we have baffles or basically it's just sectioned off. The tank is sectioned off to where it's only in compartments. So you're not actually feeling all of it. If you actually do, the only time you'll feel it is if you really stomp on the brakes in a short notice, and then you'll kind of feel a light surge, but otherwise you're not going to feel it. And then, do you find it is rough on your back or ligaments? No. If it's rough, it's because the truck is vibrating a lot because it needs a new alignment, or one of the wheels is out of balance or something like that. Just kind of normal stuff. What's up, Quazzle? Hey, what's up? How's it going? So yeah, you're not really going to feel it otherwise, and the seats are okay, but they're just kind of general Freightliners, so it's not anything fancy. But and then, is it an automatic transmission or manual? In most locations across the US, except for when you go starting in western Wyoming all the way west, pretty much, minus California. I think California is the only place that they don't actually do quads. I could be wrong, so Ryan, correct me if you're out there, but they may do quads somewhere in California, but I think it's quads or quad axle trailers along with quad axle trucks are going to be in Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, Utah. I don't think in Arizona. I could be wrong, though. Maybe Nevada. I think they do quads in Nevada. North Dakota. Yeah, North Dakota, South Dakota, maybe. Something like that. And then anywhere where you're, to my understanding anyways, anywhere where you have quad axle trailers, you're going to have 13-speed quad axle trucks to go with it. I think they're all quad. Yeah, pretty sure they're all quad axle trucks. And I've been told they are 13 speeds if you do have a manual truck. I haven't heard of any 18 or 10 speeds, but they could be out there. So let's see. What's up, Time Creator? Do you deliver anywhere besides Love? No, not, at least I don't. We do some third-party work in different areas. I think down in Denver they do like a US Foods site for their private fleet, but that requires a PTO or part-time power takeoff unit on your truck to where you can actually pump off the fuel, and it's not just a gravity flow, because usually whenever you're doing third-party work, unless it's another gas station, if the tanks aren't in the ground and they're above ground, you have to have a PTO on your truck in order to be able to have the power to pump it up into the above ground tank. Because when it's all below ground, generally speaking, you can just gravity feed it into the tanks, and it's a lot easier, just like with normal love stations or with normal gas stations. So yeah, let's see. And that was his question. So that is it. So unless you guys had any other questions, I'll get into the other topic. So I just finished up my taxes last night. Or I filed my taxes, I should say. It took a minute. I could have been done 2 weeks ago, and just my opinion, but if the IRS starts accepting returns on like the 26th of January, all the other forms that you need should be available by the 26th of January. I'm personally of the opinion you just knock it off, you knock it out and you're done with it, and then you don't have to deal with it. So I think the latest point I've filed taxes at any point in like the last 15 years or whatever it's been since I've had a job. I think the latest I've done is like March. And then I just get it out of the way. That way I don't have to sweat it when, April rolls around. And then I also get my refund way early. And usually it's like 2 weeks or whatever to get my refund. But let's see here. Elevator, are you a school teacher? No, I'm not. I am just sitting in the room in my house where my wife teaches my kids. So it looks like that, but not quite. I am not a school teacher. My wife is a school teacher for my kids. That is about it. Let's see here. What's up? How's it going? Why does it look like you're in school? Yeah, I'm just at home. That's why. I'm just at home. How's it going, Raj? Yeah. So anyways, getting back to the taxes. Finished up my taxes last night and should have about a $5,400 refund. I don't know exactly how. I've always done taxes myself because it's usually not been too hard. Let's see here. Yeah, personally, it's not been too hard. Otherwise, actually, this year was fairly complicated because I needed to include the HSA account and the 401k and all that. Well, actually, no, the 401k is pre-tax or post-tax because I'm doing Roth. But yeah, so it was fairly complicated, and I also sold some land that we were planning on building on earlier this year before we bought the house. So it was actually fairly complicated to make sure that was all in there and correct. Otherwise, yeah, it wasn't too bad. But my refunds, whenever I get it, should be 2 to 3 weeks, I guess, $5,400. So for me, I was debating, am I going to just save it? Am I going to invest it? Fortunately, I'm not going to have to replace my entire sewer line like I thought a few weeks ago. So that's nice because that was going to cost like 18 grand, something ridiculous like that. But I'm not going to have to do that anymore. They just needed to clean it out. So my emergency fund is still mostly intact. And so I'll probably save a little bit of it it depends on when exactly it comes in and how many paychecks I've gotten since then. But otherwise, yeah, I'll just basically use it towards paying off my personal truck. Not I don't have a, semi. I'm not an owner operator. But my personal truck, I have like a balance of my Tacoma. I have like a balance of like 24,000. So I'll just throw most of that at it. So I'll just pay that down to like 19,000. Should be able to pay off the rest of it this year. Could invest it, but I'd rather just get this truck paid off this year. And then after that's paid off, I don't have any other debt. Just, focus the rest on investing after that point. Just me. Don't have to do it that way. But let's see here. Hey, like your videos. Thank you. Appreciate it. Did you fund an HSA? Yes. So I believe, I believe as a family or joint, if you're filing joint, you can put up to, because I'm married, obviously, but if you're filing joint, you can put up to, I think it was $8,500 per year into the HSA. I can't remember if that includes your employer contributions. I think that does. So your employer and you can only put $8,500 a year into an HSA. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a CPA. Double check what I'm saying. This is not financial or legal advice, but you can put $8,500 a year into the HSA. And I think if you're single, you can put like 4,000. So it's a great way to defer your taxes too. So, and to limit your taxable income. But yeah, so you can put whatever it is, like 4,000, 4,500 or 4,200 as a single guy in there. Loves will, they put in 1,500 of it. So I put in, you can basically set how much you want per week because we're paid weekly again. So you can set how much goes into your HSA automatically, which is for me, I think I just do $20 or something like that. Yeah, $20 a week. So it's like 1,040 a year. And then they contribute $1,500 a year for me on top. If you're paid a little bit less, if you're in one of the areas that pays like 27 to 29 an hour, they will contribute more. I think they will contribute up to $2,000, but minimum you should be looking at least $1,000 a year. Depending, I think that also depends on if you have a family too. But I think the minimum they would contribute on behalf of you, which again, free money. Is like $1,000, something like that. It's between $1,000 and $2,000 per year, free money that you can just use towards medical expenses, which I certainly did. So great benefit. Again, just another way they're throwing free money at you. Let's see here. Let's see. Moving up. Oh, move the family to Florida with your refund. Yeah, I mean, Florida's nice. It's been a long time since I've been to Florida, actually. It's just, I was actually thinking about, once I'm done, because I'm going to be ideally be retired by 50 or somewhere between 50 and 55, so 18 to 23 years from now, something like that. 19 to 24 years from now, I'll be retired. So I was debating, like, would I actually want to move out of Wyoming and then go somewhere else for retirement? Because it's nice. I like Wyoming here, but at the same time, I have a feeling, and I could be wrong here, I have a feeling that I'm going to be sick of the wind after having to work in it for 20 plus years, certainly as a truck driver. So we'll see. It depends though. I think ultimately I'll probably end up staying here, just because it's still cheaper than most places, and Wyoming does not tax your Social Security income. Not that I'm planning on having that or anything like that. But yeah, so we'll certainly see. But I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question. I do like Florida. Are there any places in Florida that do not have a ton of people? That would be my question. So otherwise, yeah, no, I don't think I'd ever actually move down there. I'd visit. I'd want to visit. Actually, we're debating doing that this year, but probably next year or the year after, honestly, just to get out of the cold. It's at a certain point, maybe next winter or the winter after that, but oh well. Let's see. I saw Dallas Lowe's with hiring only paying 25 an hour is too low. That I think you mean 27, because at least I did see the other day, Time Creator. I did see. I don't know if they're still hiring for it, but they were hiring. I think it was like 25 or 26 an hour for a equipment mover, and so you were just a full-time regional. So you could be out on the road for 3 weeks at a time. Actually, let's look at the jobs real quick. Jobs.lowe's.com. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Yep. All right, looking at the jobs right now. Houston. Houston. Okay, so. See if I can pull up that Dallas. I don't know where there's a ton of places in Texas hiring right now. No, I don't see any because there's Kansas City. Yeah, so this is for a fuel hauling position. So these are all fuel hauling positions. Kansas City, Missouri, Waterloo, Iowa. You have Salt Lake City, Utah, Beaumont, Texas, Augusta, Georgia, Corpus Christi, Texas, Youngstown, Ohio, Brigham City, Utah, which is basically south of Salt Lake City, I think. Caddo Mills, Texas, Anna, Texas, Amarillo, Texas. Let's click on Anna, Texas. 27 to 28 per hour. 27 to 28 per hour. But they were hiring, I think it's gone now. They were hiring for an equipment mover. So you could just be like a flatbedder that was paid hourly with overtime after 40 for Love's. And I think they were just moving around new equipment, something like that. So that could have been a decent job. Let's see here. Billings, Montana. I liked Montana, honestly. But I think that I looked at that. I was like, so their Billings, Montana is 34 to 36 an hour, $3,500 sign-on bonus. But it starts at 2 a.m. with Friday, Saturday off. So if you can get up super early, look into that. I can't. I just can't. My body just never adjusts to that schedule for some reason. I just can't do those early morning starts. I would rather stay on 5:30 to 5:30 and be on nights, quite honestly. But, Pilot. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes more sense. Because I was like, I think Love's is at least 27 an hour. But that would make sense. Yep, San Antonio was 24.50. I think San Antonio was a nice town. It's been at least a decade plus since I've been there, but hot. I think we went in July and it was like 105 or something crazy when we're doing the river walk, but nice town. I liked San Antonio. It's just been a long time since I've been there, but Texas in general, I like. It's just unless I get really, that might be a spot where I retire to at a certain point, but I don't know. I like the snow. That's the other problem. So, and they don't get any, I guess Amarillo gets snow sometimes, but maybe Amarillo, but, and I've seen them hire out. I've seen us hire out of Amarillo. And my regional manager, I want to say my regional manager is from El Paso, something like that. So let's see here. Make sure I didn't miss any comments. No. Okay, cool. Yep. So yeah, let's see here. Waller, Texas, Birmingham, Alabama, Tacoma, Washington, Salt Lake City, Kansas City, Colorado Springs. So, hey, if you're, looks like they still have it open. Yeah, weird. I thought they had filled this position. So if you want to work in my area, 34 to 36 an hour. Night shift, 3 p.m. with Tuesday and Wednesday off. So you'd be at 36 an hour. Tuesday and Wednesday off. Yeah, starting at 36 an hour. Who emailed me? I forget who emailed me. Some dude in Denver. I forget his name. He works for Grondike. He should actually look into this. I'll have to email him because he was looking for Denver positions, but Colorado Springs is not far off. So he should look at this one because 3 p.m. That's a great shift time. 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. That's cake. That's not even really a night shift. I'd call that a swing shift personally, but let's see. Does Love have sleeper trucks regional out of Amarillo? Great question. I don't know if they have. Not sure if they have regional. They might have had one regional guy out of there. I have not seen any other postings out of Amarillo in a while, but I want to say they did have at least one sleeper position in Amarillo. I'm assuming it's currently filled. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I know that they have regular like day cab positions there. I don't know how many trucks they have up there or down there rather, but yeah, let's see here. All right. So in Colorado Springs, you'd be under my regional manager, solid guy. So, I would actually be able to, once I get to know you, I'd actually be able to give you guys a referral if you wanted to look into the Colorado Springs position. And again, I don't like giving referrals for any other area outside of the area where my regional is or where my regional manager looks over, because if I give you a referral for an area that I don't work in, the problem is the regional manager is going to look at the referral name. He's going to see me, and then it's not going to go anywhere because he doesn't know me. I mean, I guess technically he could reach out to me, but it's not going to help you nearly as much as if you go to somebody who works in that area and actually knows the regional manager, who is the hiring manager as well for that position. And then if they give you a referral, it helps you out a lot more. But let's see here. So, yeah. So I think I already went through all of the positions here. Billings, Montana. Yeah, that was a good one. I think they also had positions in like Missoula. That's a great town too. It's just expensive. But yeah, so as far as taxes go, just wanted to see if you guys had done taxes or if I'm just way ahead of the game here. Hey, what's up, Dirty Broke? How's it going? How is it going? Hey, Dirty Broke, have you filed your taxes yet? Because I just finished mine up last night and I'm expecting like a $5,400 refund whenever the IRS gets around to it, 2-3 weeks. So just talking about what we're doing with our refunds here. I'm going to go buy a truck and be an owner operator. No, I'm not. It's either going into savings or it's going to go towards paying off my Tacoma. I'll have it. Yeah, that'll pay off just under a fifth. Yeah, a fifth of my Tacoma. and then I'll be able to easily pay it off this year, and then go from there. An easy 5.5% return. You know, a guaranteed 5.5% return. Although I did see VT. I was looking at my Fidelity account, so maybe I could split it up and put like 2,500 into my brokerage, because I was looking at VT. VT's done like 10% year to date, and then VOO was at 5.5 or 6%, something like that. So VT, the total Vanguard Total World Index Fund, that was doing 10% year to date. So it's crazy. Why are signing bonuses so different? It completely depends on how desperate they are and how, I think they I'm not sure 100%, but from my understanding is they structure bonuses to be bigger if it's a harder position to fill in a harder area to fill. So Billings, Montana. Who wants to move to Billings, Montana? So like I think it was what, $3,500 sign-on bonus for Billings, Montana. Who wants to move to Montana, right? So that's another reason. So I think it's the areas. I think they're still pretty much offering at least a $1,500 sign-on bonus to at least every position, I want to say. Let's go back through them here, actually. Let's go for a really basic one. Houston, Texas. No. Okay, I stand corrected. So Houston, Texas. This is, that one's a, this is a good one in Texas, actually, because this is a weekend shift. So it's a Friday through Monday night shift, 4:30 p.m. start time, not bad. But you get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, 3-day week, every single week. That's a great schedule. That is a great schedule. I would totally do that if they had it in my area, but they do not. And that is fine. I will take the extra money. So still waiting on a 1099. Yeah, because I was ready to go. I was ready to go on the 26th when the IRS opened it up to tax filings, and I was ready to go, except for Fidelity and the HSA. The HSA form had not come in yet. So those were the only two things that I was still waiting on. And so I had to wait an extra 2 weeks to be able to file my taxes just for those two forms. I was so pissed. I was like, why? Again, if the IRS opens up on the 26th of January and they start accepting returns on the 26th of January, all the forms should be available on the 26th. But that's because I'm an overachiever and I just like to get out of the way, so I don't even think about it. So let's see. Time period. Do you have to put a... hold on just a second. Do you have to have a Montana address to apply for Billings? No. I mean, if you don't live in Montana, no. I mean, you don't have to. Short answer is no, you don't have to. But doesn't mean that they won't at least, consider you. So who knows? Let's see. 1099 for side gig or W-2 from those? Oh yeah, side gig. Yep. He's doing that side gig work. Yep, Loves is a W-2. Red asked, do you think that Albert Carnus was right when he says we should imagine Sisyphus happy? I've heard of Sisyphus. I don't... Boy, that's way too philosophical for this channel. I don't remember who Sisyphus is. I've heard of Sisyphus. I don't remember who that is. Good question, though. I wish I could answer that. I don't know. But so I'm debating. No, that's playing. No, hold on just a second. There we go. All right, close that page out. Yeah. So let's see here. Go back to the job postings. Yeah, ton of Texas positions. So if you're trying to get hired in Texas, the great news is they have a ton of positions available in Texas that you could try for. I know Texas is a big state. I always, forget about that. But I think I want to say most of these are centered around Texas or Dallas or Houston, I want to say, or somewhere in there. So Youngstown, Ohio, Wichita. Oh, yeah, Amarillo. Actually, yeah. Time Creator was asking about Amarillo. $1,500 sign-on bonus based out of Amarillo. It's a night shift, 4 p.m. starting. So Monday, Tuesday off. So you'd actually get $29 an hour starting in Amarillo, which I think for Amarillo is actually pretty decent. I know some of those guys down in like Houston, they say that it's not enough. 27 to 29 an hour is not enough for Houston. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, especially when Pilot, like you had mentioned, is paying way lower than that. But the guy in Greek mythology pushing the boulder up. Oh, yes, that's right. The guy pushing up the hill. And then when he got it onto the boulder, it always fell down. That's right. Yeah, because it's whatever it is. It's the hedonic treadmill, right? Where you're always working. And that's just kind of reality, where you're always going to have to work. There's no, I guess, unless you're born into a rich family, I guess, it must be nice. But also, I've not met any trust, and I've met a few of them, not a lot of them, but I've met a few trust fund kids or kids who had a lot of wealth. They were all miserable because they didn't have to work for it. When you're given everything, you don't appreciate anything. It's only when you work for things and when you slave away for things that you actually appreciate things. Just my opinion, but again, I would say that's backed up by meeting some trust fund kids who seem to really hate life. But the sad reality is we are not just forced to work, obviously, for a living, but we are built to work for a living. And if we don't work for a living and we're just given everything and instead, we're pretty miserable. We're actually the most miserable. I think I would say kids who grew up in rich families are some of the most certainly self-destructive people, but also just in general destructive people. I would say even probably more so than guys who grew up on, nothing or on the rough side of town in the ghetto, whatever. I think they're more destructive than those guys in a lot of ways because they have everything and yet they end up destroying it. The Vanderbilt kids, they destroyed how many billions of wealth in one generation? So it's a great question, but let's see. Yeah. So, yeah, I think in a certain way, we do have to. So you asked, we should imagine that Sisyphus was happy. I think not that necessarily that he was happy, but I think he would be more miserable if he didn't have anything to do. If he didn't have that rock to push up the hill, right? Not saying that, pushing a rock up a hill or whatever, for the example is at all enjoyable, but I think the saying is what's worse than having a job is no job at all. So take it for what it's worth. But yeah, man, we've gotten we've gotten way off track here. This was supposed to be, I guess I'm just way ahead of the game. And that's fine. I personally, I like getting the taxes out of the way. I don't have to think about it. And then also I get my refund. If I get a refund, I get it way quicker Usually. Now that I said that, knock on some wood. Now that I said that, it's going to be like 4 months or something like that before I get my refund. Just because that's the way it is. So yeah, I actually might just throw some money into my brokerage and throw it into VT because, man, that was killing it. Let's actually look that up real quick. VT. Oh, it's down a little bit today, but year to date or 1 year, year to date for, or no, not year to date, 1 year. So the past year, VT is up 20%. Holy crap. So, yeah, but if you guys did not have any other questions, we can cut this off because, man, I've been going at this for 36 minutes. So it is about time I go out and do something else with my life. Got some things to do today on my day off, but just figured I'd try. It looks like it's been stable. I don't know what happened with that last live stream. But I don't know how much people actually got out of it because it's investing in, why put the time and effort into, saving and investing? Why do that when instead you could work for the rest of your life? It's a great question. Because I think everybody else would rather just work than actually take a few minutes to learn how to put some money aside so that you don't have to work anymore. But I think that's beyond most people, but who knows? Let's see here. So make sure I got everybody's questions. Yeah, it looks like I got everybody's questions. So appreciate you guys showing up. I will keep an eye out for any other job postings. So, but Time Creator, look into that Amarillo one because I know you were asking about that. And then, go through the website jobs.loves.com. They have at least 6 or 7 different Texas positions: Corpus Christi, Anna, Texas, Caddo Mills, all that jazz. So go ahead and take a look at those. But otherwise, you guys have a good one. Thanks for sticking around, and thanks for the likes. Appreciate it. If you guys have any other topics that you guys want me to do, go ahead and put that in the comment section of this live once it's done uploading, whenever that is, and then I will get to those as soon as I can. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. God bless. Let's see here. There we go.